Hello and namaste. It's me Ankit Podel. Welcome to my channel with new video and recipe. It's Epi Diaries. To make white hard roll, we have to follow step-by-step process of bread making. First of all, we have to make a dough, then keep the dough for first and second resting. After that, portioning and rolling the dough, and finally proving and baking the bread. To make white hard dough, I am using 500 gram of all-purpose flour, 10 gram salt, 5 gram bread improver, 5 to 8 gram of dry instant yeast, and 300 ml cold water. So this is the standard recipe for making white hard dough. Now we have to add all the ingredients inside the machine. Only at last we will add cold water. For the first 3 minutes we will knead the dough in fast speed. After 3 minutes, we have to check the texture of the dough. It's perfect, so no need to add extra flour or water on it. After checking the texture of the dough, we have to increase the speed of the machine. So after 9 minutes, the dough will start to roll on the bottom of the barrel, and the dough will get elastic as well. Now spread little bit of flour and we can take out the dough from the machine. Spread little bit of white flour on the working table. Then make a ball. Now your white hard dough is ready. So at last, I will show the right way to check the kneading of your dough. When your dough is elastic and transparent, then your dough is perfectly mixed. Now, it's the time to keep the dough for the first resting. You can leave the dough for the resting either on working table or in any baking tray. Spread little bit of white flour. Also spread the flour on the top of the dough, so that the dough will not stick on the tray. Now we have to cover the dough to prevent the dough from drying. The time duration for the first resting will be around 20 to 30 minutes. The reason why we keep the dough for the first resting are, it helps to develop gluten structure and helps to develop the flavor in the dough. The first resting is done. We can see that the dough is little bit light and airy. Again, knead the dough for the second resting. Make a ball. Then again keep the dough for the second resting. The time duration for the second resting will be around 30 minutes. The reason why we keep the dough for the second resting are, it helps to make working with the dough very easy, and it helps to develop very lighter and airy texture. After second resting, we can see the small air bubble in the dough. This is all because of chemical reaction of the yeast. Now we have to portion the dough. The total weight of the dough will be around 820 gram of half kg recipe. So now we will cut the dough into equal half. We can roll the dough either by using our hand or with the help of machine. Cut 30 gram of each dough for making white hard rolls. From the top part of our finger, we have to tuck the dough inside And from the bottom part we have to push the dough. Then we have to keep rolling the dough in circular motion. The rolling of the bread must be smooth from all sides. Then repeat the same process for all remaining dough. From half kg recipe, we can make 30 pieces of bread. Also we have next alternative option for rolling the dough. We can use the rolling machine for making the bread. First of all, we have to set the number for rolling. Then only we have to roll the dough. This is dough rolling plate. First spray a little water. Then spread the dough equally and evenly from all sides. Then place the dough on plate, then again spread the dough. At last spread the flour, then keep it inside the machine. This is lock. It helps to hold the plate while rolling. At first press the dough, then we have to cut the dough. Then only at last we have to roll the dough for just 5 seconds. Now you can see the rolling of the dough. You can see that the dough is nicely and perfectly rolled from all sides. After rolling, we have to arrange the dough on baking tray. Always maintain the little bit of gap because while proving the size of dough will increase. Now I am using sesame seeds as a topping for remaining 15 pieces of bread. First of all, we have to spread little bit of water so that the bread will catch the topping very nicely. Then apply the topping, then arrange in the baking tray. Then only we have to keep the dough for proving inside the prover. The right temperature for proving the bread will be around 34 degrees Celsius for just around 1 hour till the dough doesn't get nicely proofed. After 45 minutes, the bread will get either half proofed or around 60% of proofed. Now we will take out only the plain bread for scoring. Before scoring, we have to spread little bit of white flour, then always take a sharp blade for scoring the bread. Then always apply the quick cut over the bread. Always we have to provide one short cut for scoring the bread. Then again we have to put the bread inside the prover. Now the dough is nicely proofed. Now finally it's a time for baking the bread. So now we have to keep the bread inside the preheated oven. Close the door of the oven. Then provide 8 seconds steam for white hard roll. Then bake the bread for 10 minutes at 230 degrees Celsius. After 10 minutes, we have to reduce the temperature of the oven. For second baking, bake the bread at 210 degrees Celsius for just 5 minutes. Now almost the baking time is over. Now it's the time to take the bread outside of the oven. You can see the color of the bread. The smell and the color of the bread is just amazing. You can see the perfect topping and scoring of the bread. Mostly, white hard roll are enjoyed during breakfast, either with tea or coffee. Also, you can enjoy the hard roll with cheese, butter, soup and as a sandwich.